class, good morning. It's so nice to see you, even though only virtually from Google Meet. Well, I want to introduce myself once again. My name is Widya and today, and not only today, I will assist you learning English together with you for several meetings. So I hope you won't feel bored or sad to see me again. Alright, before we jump to the material today, I want to ask you, what is your dream job? If you ask me what is my dream job, well, my dream job is to be a musician. And how about you? I'm sure some of you want to be a pilot maybe, or doctor, or maybe a singer, and many more. Now, to achieve your dream job as your goal, what do you think you need to do? Learn a lot? Well, that's correct. Find motivation? That's also good. But there is one important thing that you need to do. What is it, guys? It is applying that job. Because if you aren't applying that job, how will you get that job? Now, from those questions, can you guess what will we learn today? Applying job? Close to that. Before applying jobs, we will learn about what we need to do before it. Exactly. It is about how to make an application letter. So what is application letter? What is the function of that? And how to make it? Now, without any further ado, let's jump to the material. What is application letter? Well, it is also known as a cover letter, or obviously a document, but there is something that makes it special. This document sent together with your resume to provide additional information about your skills or your experience to an employer. So the employer can understand you only from a piece of paper. Okay, there are 3 points that we will learn together about application letter, which are social function, language features, and text structure or generic structure. But for today, we will only learn 2 from 3 points. What are they? They are social function and the generic structures or the text structure. And for the language features, we will learn about it together again on the next meeting. Okay, so there are 3 social functions that I already highlighted for you, which are: first, to express your intention in attending an institution or certain position. Second, showcases your abilities or your skills. And last but not least is to illustrate your experiences. Now jump to the second one. The generic structures are the text structures from application letter. There are 5 main generic structures from application letter. What are they? The first one is header, and then salutation or greeting, body. Number 4 is closing. Last but not least is your signature. First, the header or the head of your application letter. To begin your letter, you need to mention your and the employer's contact information. So it is specific from who to who the letter is sent.
Now, from the example, we can see that the writer mentioned not only his contact information, but also the employer's contact information. In the middle of his contact information and the employer's contact information, he mentioned the date when he wrote the letter. So if you want to write your own application letter, don't forget to mention the date when you write the letter. Now let's see together on the writer's contact information. He mentioned his address, number, and also email. Meanwhile, on the employer's contact information, he mentioned the name of the employers, the position, and the address of the company.
Next one is the salutation or the greeting. This is your very first chance to differentiate yourself and the other applicants. By what? By addressing the correct contact. Go find the information about the employer so you can specifically or directly contact by writing Dear Mr. Aji for the example.
Here we can see together or we can read together that the writer mentioned Dear Miss Wilson. This shows that the writer differentiates himself from the other applicant by directly addressing the correct person. But don't worry, if you don't know where to send your letter or who will read your letter, you can write down Dear Hiring Manager. That's the standard greeting.
After we learn about the header and the salutation or the greetings, now we jump to the number 3, the body. The body of application letter itself divided into 4 sections. What are they? The first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, and fourth paragraph.
Okay, the first paragraph. In this part, you need to mention the job title for which you are applying and where you saw the position posting. Huh? Job title? What do you mean, miss? For the example, you want to apply as an English teacher. You need to write down that you are applying for English teacher position. Don't only write applying as teacher position. What if you are hired as mathematics teacher? Well, you can. So you need to mention it specifically. And then where you saw the position posting here, refer to where you saw the position posting, for the example, in the library. So you need to write down that I saw the position posting in the library, or maybe in the news. On the news, I'm sorry. So the hiring manager can understand or can believe that you are you are applying for real. Now, in this first paragraph, you need to show off a little bit because you need to mention your interests briefly and also your main experience or your qualification. So the hiring manager who will read your letter will see how worthy you are to be hired. Now, so being show off sometimes is good, but in the right moment. For example, in this first paragraph, let's read the example together. I read in the March 24 Washington Post classified section of your need for a civil engineer or building construction graduate for one of your Washington, D.C. area sites. I will be returning in the Washington area after graduation in May and believe that I have the necessary credentials for the project. Here you can see that the writer mentioned that he saw the position posting on the Washington Post. And then you can also read that the writer applied for civil engineer position. Now, let's jump to the second paragraph. After you introduce yourself on the first paragraph, here in the second paragraph, you need to focus on your history and your qualifications. Let's read the example. Every summer for the last 5 years, I have worked at various levels in the construction industry. As indicated on my enclosed resume, I have worked as a general laborer, moved up to skilled carpentry work, and last summer served as an assistant construction manager on a $2 million residential construction project. Well, here you can see clearly and briefly about the writer's history and the writer's qualification. Which one is the history, miss? Well, the story is that he already worked for 5 years and he worked from bottom to the top. That shows his history. And how about the qualification? His improvement here, working from the lowest levels until the upper levels, shows his qualification that he can improve. So, in this part, you can also show off a little bit about yourself. But in this case, is your history on the qualification that will be needed in the application letter. Jump to the third paragraph. Here, you need to demonstrate that you understand the company's mission and have done research on the position. Focus on how your goals align with theirs and connect to the elements you like about the company culture. You can explain how the work you do can mutually benefit your future and the needs of your prospective employer. This section of your cover allows you to show that you can not only do the job well, but can fit in with a theme and bring a positive attitude to the workplace. Let's see the example. In addition to this practical experience, I will complete the requirements for my PS in Building Construction in May. As you may know, Virginia Tech is one of the few universities in the country that offers such a specialized degree for the construction industry. I am confident that my degree, along with my years of construction industry experience, make me an excellent candidate for your job. Here, the writer mentioned make me an excellent candidate for your job, which highlighted or showed off that he is worth to be hired. Now, the last paragraph of the body of your application letter. This final paragraph should summarize your interests and suggest next step for proceeding with the application. Thank the hiring manager for taking the time to review your application and express interest in speaking more about the position or scheduling an interview. Your cover letter should cater to how you can benefit the company. So focus on the skills and talent you hope to bring to their team. What do you mean, miss? Well, I think you will understand after you read the example. Let's read it together. The Anderson Construction Company projects are familiar to me, and my aspiration is to work for a company that has an excellent reputation. Stop until this part. You are telling them your vision or your mission. So you also suggest yourself that you are fit to them. Next, I would welcome the opportunity of an interview with you. I will be in the Washington area during the week of April 12th and will be available to speak with you at the time. This part shows that when the writers is able to attend the review or the interview with the hiring manager. In the next week to 10 days, I will contact you to answer my question you may have.
The next part is the closing. In closing your application letter, you need to use something formal because it is a professional letter or a formal letter. What are they, Miss? Well, you can use sincerely or yours truly. Remember, don't ever use something informal such as cheers or hug and kisses or so because it makes your letter sounds so informal and sounds like you sending your letter to your friends, not to a certain institution. The last part of text structures of application letter is the signature or your signature. Just like the other letters, you need to add your name and your signature to show that this letter was written by you. Okay, so don't forget to add your signature and your full name under your signature to show that the letter came from you and to close everything. Okay, before we close today's lesson, I want to review or summarize what we learned today. Can you tell me how many social functions? Exactly 3. What are they? To express, to illustrate, and to showcases. That's the key for the social function. And now, how about the text structure or the generic structure? How many generic structures? Exactly 5. What are they? Header, salutation or greeting, body, closing, and what is the last one? Exactly. It is the signature or your signature. Now, the last question. How many parts inside the body of your application letter? Correct. 4. What are they? First paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, and fourth paragraph. So easy to remember, right? So because it is easy to remember and easy to understand, I hope you guys can understand about application letter deeper. Don't forget to ask me questions if you feel like, oh miss, I don't know about this. Can you explain it again? Feel free to chat me through WhatsApp, okay? Alright, that's all for today's material. But before we jump to the worksheet or your homework, okay, do you have any questions? If you have any questions or you don't really understand about something, you can text me through WhatsApp. I already mentioned my WhatsApp number on the Google Classroom. Or you can ask me questions through the delegation of your own class. Alright, now jump to the worksheet. Well, I already uploaded a worksheet on the Google Classroom, but don't worry, it is a very simple worksheet, so I'm sure that you can finish it right away. Well, the deadline is tomorrow, so I hope after you watch this video, you can do the worksheet by your own self. Well, thank you for today. See you on the next